Hi there, my name's Alex Meyerhoff. I'm the City Manager of Hemet. Today with me I have Police Chief Dave Brown. How are you, Chief?
Great, good to be here, Alex.
Good to see you, thanks. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. I want a little background on the police department. What's happening with the Hemet PD?
Yeah, Hemet Police Department is about a 106-year-old department. We're a true community-based police department, so we've got officers and employees who come to our organization with the intent to spend their entire career policing the city of Hemet. So we're very proud to be one of the few remaining community police departments in the county of Riverside. We obviously have some challenges with our staffing issue. The recession, as you know, hit Hemet very hard, and certainly our department lost 35% of the employees, just as other departments in the cities did. So we're inching our way back up. We're about at 65 officers, down from a high of 90, so we're still about 35 or 40 officers short of where we need to be.
Okay.
But very, very eager to get to work for the community.
Thanks for the overview. On July 26th, the City Council approved Ballot Measure U that is going before the voters in November. Can you tell us a little bit about your plan for staffing should the ballot measure be successful?
Absolutely. We've got a very aggressive plan for a 5-year staffing plan if the measure passes. The first year alone will add 16 new police officers and 2 sergeants. And those officers will be split into 2 teams. The first team will be our crime suppression unit that will aggressively go after the worst of the worst, those criminals who are in our community victimizing innocent people. 24/7, they'll be going after that element. The other group will be going after those nuisance crimes that really upset our community. The vandalism, the vagrancy, the homelessness in the parks, certainly the panhandling and the things that our community have reported to us are really, really irritating. So that's just in year 1. The goal in the first 5 years of the measure would be to increase the staffing from our current 65 up to 108, which is about the national average for a city our size.
Thank you. So what happens if the ballot measure doesn't pass?
If Measure U doesn't pass, the 5-year financial management plan calls for a status quo staffing throughout the entire city, and certainly that includes the police department. So there really is no plan B. The plan B is the status quo that we have today. And what the community's told us is that that's not acceptable. This community demands a higher level of quality of life and a higher level of service and protection from its police department.
So why should our voters feel confident to invest in the police department?
Well, the Hemet Police Department has a long history of exceptional performance in this county. Many people aren't familiar with crime clearance rates, but crime clearance rates actually are the best assessment of a police department's overall function. And so our clearance rates consistently rate about 20% higher than the countywide average. And what that means is when a crime occurs, our department does an exceptional job solving crime. What we need to do a better job at, like we used to do, is preventative measures and to prevent crime and to prevent those types of things that are keeping people in their homes at night and afraid to go out and walk in their own neighborhoods. So we're very, very excited about the possibility of the measure passing and getting that 5-year staffing plan implemented.
Thank you, Chief. Now, people in Hemet are concerned about homelessness. What is your plan to address these issues?
Well, one of the things that I've been very consistent with is the fact that a person's housing status should have nothing to do with the way that they're treated by either a community or a police department. What we're concerned about is the behavior of people in our community. And so when criminal behavior accompanies a person's housing status, whether they have a home to live in or not, it's the criminal behavior that we are tasked with targeting. And so with Measure U, we'll be able to deploy in year 1 that quality of life nuisance abatement team that will on a daily basis go out and identify those people in our community who are truly hurting and who need services and get them connected to those services. But they'll also be tasked with making sure those people who are victimizing in our community and who are committing crimes in our community, regardless of their housing status, are held accountable for those crimes.
Thank you, Chief. So I want to go back to staffing.
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about some of the current staffing challenges that you're facing.
You know, we're about 40 officers short where we need to be. So what we would do with those 40 officers are proactive measures to solve or to prevent crime and to improve the quality of life in Hemet. Currently, we are essentially a responsive organization. Like I said before, we respond very effectively to crime, but we need to do a better job with better resources at preventing crime. And so the challenges that we face today are we don't have a traffic bureau, for example. And so people report to us that it's very difficult to drive in Hemet without having near misses, and we get reports that people are running red lights and running stop signs. An enforcement division will prevent those types of accidents from happening. Certainly in terms of our gang task force, we house our own gang task force, and we have 2 officers on that task force. However, we need to expand that valley-wide and be able to do a better job, not just in the city of Hemet, but in the entire valley, addressing gang crime as well.
Wow, that's a great idea. So let me ask you this question. Let's talk about collaboration. How do you partner with other law enforcement agencies? What are the relationships that you currently have with those agencies?
Great question, Alex. We're very proud of our history in terms of task force operations. We believe that this valley is best policed as a valley-wide objective. And so several years ago, we joined and agreed to lead Region 3 of the Riverside County Gang Task Force. That task force is housed right here in the city of Hemet. We supervise the team, and we work on a daily basis with our partners, both at the county, state, and federal agencies that have jurisdiction as well in our community. And so we're out there 24/7 working hand in hand. We also have the first AB 109 task force, which is the task force that goes and ensures compliance with our AB 109 probationers. We work on a daily basis with the probation department, the Riverside County DA's office, and the Sheriff's Department on that task force as well. Both of those task forces are housed and supervised by the Hemet Police Department. We're very proud of that.
Okay, you mentioned AB 109. How has AB 109 provided additional challenges for our department?
Yeah, AB 109 was implemented in 2011. And since 2011, the county sheriff has reported the release of tens of thousands of prisoners from the county jail system before their sentences were served. And that's very concerning to us in this valley. Unfortunately, our valley, because of our demographic and our extremely available affordable housing, we house approximately 11% of the county's AB 109 probationers, and we only represent about 3% of the county's population. So there's a disproportionate number of those folks in our community. And so it's been very challenging for our community as well as our county, because the county jail system filled to capacity in January of 2012. And since that time, every time a prisoner comes in the front door that we bring in, the county sheriff has to decide which one's going to leave out the back door. And unfortunately, many of those people have migrated to our community because of the lack of proactive police pressure from an understaffed police department.
Okay, well, thank you, Chief. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule.
Absolutely.
Today.
Good to see you.
It's always good to see you, too.
All right.
I want to thank you for joining us today, and I also want to thank our friends at Mount San Jacinto College, Channel 45, and Eagle Vision TV. Thank you. Have a great day.